And then we'll first back. Coming up on the Grandpa Joe Show, we have extra footage from basically ice fishing and getting a battery to help progress in our live shot situation. Also coming up on the Grandpa Joe Show.
Well, I guess we have some exciting news to announce, which I won't announce until the Grandpa Joe Show starts. And then also we might talk a little bit more about the Holy Family, and of course about our live shot video camera, which we're having still difficulties, but we'll describe that.
And also on the Grandpa Joe Show, we will be doing, and we will basically do a little extra thing that involves the Windows 10 Creators Fall Creators Update, the newest version from Microsoft. And as the Grandpa Joe Show starts right now, good evening, I am Dominic Barrage.
And I'm Joe Walensky.
So, basically what we are going to get into is that this is going to be a fairly long episode. It's probably first episode like, because we're going to roll, well, we're probably not going to roll some footage now, but we are going to go to our screen now on our display with the little crazy sort of thing here. Like
that is crazy. It's the first time I'm seeing it. Looks like I'm in some sort of well, we already had this kind of that one day. It looked like that mirror image, but now you made it right on the
yeah, it's like the weird, it's real weird.
Cool. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, so let's get to the desktop here, and basically what we're going to do is that there is a new feature on here. I don't think you can see it behind our webcam, but the mobile hotspot feature in the Windows 10 Fall Creators Update. And okay, so I'm just going to verify that it is working. Yes, this is working as intended. I felt like your mic was muted for a sec. But the Windows 10 mobile hotspot feature in here. So what I'm trying to do here is that, so we're plugged in right now. So
Okay.
so I'll be going to the settings so you guys can see what's going on here. And you can see mobile hotspots right now on. What I want this to see happen is that will internet speed basically get impacted by how powerful the processor is inside of this computer. So on AC power mode, it is able to do whatever it want, like it'll run at its fullest potential while it's plugged in AC power, and that's basically kind of like a fact for any laptop. On battery power, it seems to kind of like throttle down a little bit. But as it stands right now this is plugged into AC power. But because this recording is also running on this computer, I don't know how it's going to turn out. So we will be right back once we change this back into 30 FPS, so it's not as taxing on our CPU.
Okay.
So it's not going to be the best at this time. So what's going on here is, oh shoot, I should. You know what? Let me do this for right now, so we can do a before. And so
Yes, I did listen to that part.
let me do a before on this. So let me get onto my laptop. Meow is missing. I have no idea why. Now keyboard's made a pain in the booty. So let me turn mobile hotspot back on. You can tell it's not so blurry. But so Meow is currently on. So wait for it to come back on. There it goes. Meow. Well, since I already connected to this earlier, so yeah, so Meow is all there. Hopefully when I go into Come on. All right. So when I let me just do a little speed test for this thing.
Okay.
So let's run speed test while connected to Meow. And
Touch screen's not working right.
it's
Oh, it's moving around.
oh no.
Well, we have determined it's not very fast.
Here,
Okay.
Xfinity. Let's test Xfinities. What? Man, I have to do login stuff and not. Okay, how about you?
We can't hardly read that.
No duh. It's because this thing's on manual focus and I don't know what it is, and now it's taking a while to connect. So
Well, maybe we should get back to this later.
yeah, while this thing connects to whatever it's doing. Oh, it's progressing. It's progressing.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
So we're actually live on the Grandpa Joe show.
Yeah, we're recording this stuff, so.
Okay.
Right now, as you can see, that my iPad is indeed connected to Meow. If I can literally... Well, yeah, you can see 1 out of 8 on there. That's what it says on there. Don't know why this is taking such a long time to connect to. It's probably because this thing... Probably recording, and maybe this is actually the conclusion, so this is going to be a real test of what's going on here. Yep.
Okay.
Let me restart Safari there for a sec.
Maybe we should get back to that.
Yeah,
Because
I don't know what's going on right now.
yeah, 'cause
So-
I am lost.
Oh, now it loads.
There you go.
Oh,
Okay, so
wow.
now you'll be able to see how fast.
So this is a before with recording enabled.
Okay.
So latency is 63, 52, 53, 51, 52, 55. It's changing so fast.
This is all the world of technical geekdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, what's it? What? Oh. About 22, 20. Sync and focus, 23. Saying 23.13. On the upload side, it's saying about. It's bouncing around.
So what's that mean?
Well, this is just what goes on with Wi-Fi is it just bounces around like that. Or it could be really the processor that's really doing the stuff. Alright, so 23.13 megabytes per second and 2.67. Now, the reason why I didn't do the Ookla speed test, basically the classic one that everybody's used to, is because I would have to install an app, and I don't have my own iCloud account right now, so I can't do that right now. So basically that's the before test, 23.13 megabytes down, 2.67 megabytes up. So we are going to disconnect this, so it's going to get super laggy here. Or not as bad. Okay, that's
Okay.
good. And we'll do it again. And by the way, I think latency was like 29 or 30 milliseconds.
And only Dominic can tell you really truly why we're doing this.
It's just it's just something that I found interesting earlier, so.
Yep. It is interesting.
Ooh. Oh, is it? Okay, so looks like it's not making really much of a difference.
Okay.
But okay. Yeah, upload doesn't seem to be affected either. It's just something I just kind of got interested in, see what.
So it made no difference.
Well, it is fluctuating, not like it did before, though.
Okay.
So just because, like, this thing isn't under, like, absolute full, or is it? I don't know. Let me go look at. Come on.
I don't know, but I'm getting dizzy watching the screen here.
Well, as you can see in Task Manager, it's not stressed to the fullest right now.
That's good.
And
you
if
don't
I-
want stress.
And if I stress it to the fullest, then it will just. Well, the monitor says, ooh, well, it's not really focusing, but
that thing's not focusing good at all. So
well, I think it's actually a fixed focus, so it doesn't do that.
okay.
But it says on the CPU, it says about 100 on there, so. And it says 72.9% on the CPU usage in OBS, so I'll take the monitor as a true value. Yeah, so it was just something that kind of like interested me.
Okay.
And when it took a while to connect there, that kind of like got me interested there. So that's what happens. Let me plug this back into AC power, and now it should be all right.
Back up and to the normal stuff here.
Yep.
Well, was I going to be able to announce that that really good news?
Oh yes, go ahead.
Okay. Well, my niece Emily and her husband David, they just had a baby girl on 12:01, exactly 1 minute after noon on Saturday the 27th, and they are so excited, and so are all we to see this new baby. And it's a baby girl, and her name is going to be Rosalie Belin. I hope I pronounced Belin right. I'm not quite sure. It might be Belin. But anyway, congratulations to them, and they got a big, exciting life ahead of them with that new baby in their hands.
Yeah, mother and father, and maybe a little bit frustrating at times, but hey, it's all good.
Right.
And yes, I know I'm not a dad yet, but I know what could happen.
No, I hope you're not a dad quite yet, but one day, maybe.
One day.
And then, well, the other thing I was thinking about talking about was a little bit more about that Holy Family, which kind of plays right into it with the new baby Rosalie, and but we had discussed a little bit about trying to be, what it takes to be a holy family, and I was thinking some more about that, and obviously prayer, that is one of the biggest things to be a holy family, and you should always at your meal times, you should have a prayer at meal times, and in the evening to teach your children to pray, and also to help you pray, to have something in your home, like representing something holy, like a crucifix, or a special little prayer area in your home with an icon or two of Jesus, of Mary, holy people, because there's nothing wrong with having pictures of holy people in your home, and or even you could even have some small statue or something to that nature. There's nothing wrong with doing any of that, and that brings holiness into your home. And that was some of my other thoughts about it, and that your family, that's the first place where people learn their faith in Jesus, their faith in God, and we call that the domestic church. That's your first headquarters for learning about God.
Yep.
So there you go. That's a little bit more about the Holy Family.
Yep. So basically, what's going on here? Even though I forgot to mention at the top of the top of the show here, I want to send out like a little prayer here to the victims and the families of the hospital fire in South Korea. I keep on forgetting the name of the city that it happened in, but I want to send out a prayer to the friends and families of the victims of the hospital fire there. So that was kind of like my quick little snippet of that somewhat in connection to what you just said.
Yeah, and then even further on that, Dominic is studying some things at school. How do you pronounce it? Myanmar.
Oh yeah, Myanmar.
Myanmar. And that was it was kind of interesting because our
welcome back to the Grandpa Joe Show, and what we're going to talk about next is our ice fishing stuff.
right, yeah, actually it's been probably at least 2 weeks ago we actually took some footage with Dominic's GoPro, which that thing works nice. And anyway, eventually here you'll be seeing that how our new ice auger worked. Well, it's a rebuilt auger and with that battery operated drill, and we were very pleasantly surprised how well that worked. Sorry to say that day I didn't catch much of any fish. We don't have any of that recorded, that part of it, but we did record some other things that are kind of interesting actually. So
yeah, for the next half hour you're going to see footage from our ice fishing, which took place about a couple
2 weeks ago
at the beginning
so.
of the month.
Yeah. Let's see what else we got going on.
This is I guess say the initial test, and if you remember back on episode 3, it was that we were on the quest to build a battery operated drill. I think we finally completed it.
Okay.
It's nice and strong too.
This is a 3-speed drill, and I'm just going to put it on the lowest speed because you'll have much more power, and it won't get too carried away on me. I'm hoping. So here we go. This is the first time I'm trying right now.
That's nice.
Sweet.
It's faster. It's a lot faster too.
Oh, is that nice?
Just imagine doing it on like a 3-speed.
Good. I'm telling you, it's good.
And then if we do it on like 3-speed, that'll be.
The ice must be a foot thick.
If this thing is like this fast on the first speed, I wonder what it's gonna be like on the third.
I'm gonna blow out a little bit more of this slush.
It's like so so we're not gonna show it for like the next half hour, but I guess we can upload it as like a little separate episode 5.5 or something, you know. So we'll upload the rest of the footage there, but what we're gonna talk about next this is something else here.
Well, we were going to talk a little bit about our live streaming, our live shots, weren't we? But
Here are live shots.
Our whole thing with our high 8 camera and our transmitter and receiver, seems like we keep on hitting one stumbling block after another.
Yeah.
It's just been horrendous. Grandpa Joe's almost at wit's end with it.
I do have another method that I could try, but I'm not going to try it in this episode.
Right. But, well, I went out, I figured, well, we'll go and get a couple 6-volt batteries and give that a shot for a power source for the transmitter, so we don't have some big clunky 12-volt battery and a power inverter and everything that we have to plug it into. And so I got these 6-volt batteries, figuring that would work, and it's still the regulator that's inside of the transmitter. It's almost likes it, but it'll
Not
work
quite.
for a second, and then all of a sudden it stops working. It's like it must be right at the borderline of working and not working. So, and I can't find any 5-volt batteries. So now the latest thing that we came up with was we're going to have to get a regulator, and we're going to regulate down. More than likely we'll end up getting a small 12-volt battery and regulate that down to 5 volts, because the regulators that we saw, they don't regulate a 6-volt battery, they regulate 12 volts and 24-volt batteries.
Just nothing that is like,
Yeah, and so
yeah.
but the regulators are cheap. I think there was some that was only like $1.75 or something like that. But I want to go. I'm going to get that, and so maybe the next time that will work. But even on the other end, we finally got the converter that will convert the signal to go to the USB port. And then Dominic has some special software that it will show the video with the sound.
One problem is that another roadblock to this is that it uses a CPU, like a CPU mode, or not, a GPU mode, correction. If I would be willing to pop Task Manager up here. Nope, that's not what we want. There. So basically, if you look at the GPU, it's covering my face. It's covering my face. There. So if you can see here, I don't know where to put this thing. So as you can see, there's Task Manager. If you look on the right, on the almost the rightmost corner, I don't know. I'll have to end up covering your face by accident.
Oh, you're getting me dizzy now.
So, as you can see, there's this thing, and the CPU is just getting choked right now. So, as you can see, there's the if you see GPU engine, which is the rightmost mode on here, like the rightmost tab on here, it says 3D. GPU 0 3D.
Okay.
Problem is that whenever we run Virtual Dub, or any other software for that matter, other than VLC, we'll get to why we're not using VLC in a minute. Basically, it instead of 3D, it says a legacy overlay. Unfortunate thing that happens is that OBS cannot capture no matter what I do with when it's in legacy overlay, which is the GPU mode, the GPU engine that it uses. Even if I do display capture, it does not work whatsoever. So that's what basically happens. So the reason why we're not using VLC, which would be a guaranteed worker, is that basically it captures video just fine, but the audio will refuse to work no matter what I do. And, well, no matter what I do is very, very misleading term. But what I'm saying is that when I go to capture device in video, it shows up easy, and it's named easy cap video grabber. But when I go in the audio, it doesn't pop up, which is the weirdest thing that I've never seen it do, or any other video capturing, even including webcams, have done ever. Now, the method that I am considering to use is to power up a virtual machine to install the stuff on, including the driver for it, and that So let me try. So installing the drivers and stuff on it, and it already kind of does right now. So we're kind of like using this as a dedicated Liveshot virtual machine. So just in case if there's like a bug in the software that ends up crashing the system, it'll only crash the virtual machine and not the actual computer itself and disrupt the recording. So what we're planning to do is to do exactly that, and let's see here. So basically, get virtual dub onto that machine and see if that will work.
Whatever it is, we're going to get it to work. Even if we don't use it in the end, we're going to get it to work. I don't care.
We'll try to see what this thing will entail for us. And we'll be returning in about 2 weeks with that in our next episode of the Grandpa Joe Show. I think this is episode 5 now. Yeah, so this is episode 5 because I just checked, and the last episode was episode 4, so 5 comes after 4. So in episode 6 will be the results of the monkeying around through Friday night into Saturday afternoon or whenever we film this.
There was one good thing that came out of all that yesterday, working on that. I had time to try to ice fish, but I didn't catch many. I only got 5 bluegills, and so that was the good thing that came out of it.
Yeah, and it was actually a very crystal clear picture. It was actually just as advertised. So
yeah, the system.
Let me get into my
It gives
photos.
a good picture, and
Very
as
good.
long as you're in a line of sight,
It seems to be at its best.
It seems to work pretty well. I mean, how many, that thing's supposed to be good for 200 yards. Well, I was probably about, what do you think, 100 yards, 150 yards away?
I mean, kind of. So, basically, yards can be directly translated into meters because they both seem to require about the same distance.
Yeah,
in order to count as a full
I
meter.
apologize. I'm an old timer.
That's not what I want. Hold up. Hold up a sec.
Okay, we're still back. Now we're back to Myanmar.
That's what we want. Except I unplugged it, so. Hey.
Oh, you want the? I'd
Hold
have
up
to pull
a
that
sec.
out.
Yeah, we'll have to pull that.
That might be what stopped our recording because we yanked that thing out. Remember?
No, that's not what happened. We ejected it. Let me eject that for you. There you go.
Okay, you want me to plug this back in?
Yeah, plug it back in because.
Okay.
Okay, let me deactivate it. And by the way, that's not what stopped the recording, so we didn't even record it all. Keep in mind that.
Oh, okay.
So we were gonna talk about Myanmar, but
Yeah, we were going to.
we just don't have enough info yet.
I think if we
Turn
talk
this
to
light
Father
off.
Raphael, that might be a pretty good. Oh,
There.
oh,
There. So just to get a better picture on it.
yeah. Try to be still now.
So you can see that it's actually doing all right, really. Like
Oh,
only
yeah, you were recording with the
iPad, yeah.
with the iPad.
Because again,
What
that
are all
issue
those lights? Is that?
those are the lights probably coming from the cars in the background.
Oh, way across the lake.
Yeah, way across the lake. I had it pointing. I had it
Maybe
pointing.
those-
Oh, you can actually kind of see that when I just popped it up.
They
there.
kind of look like UFOs or something. Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, let me move this. Actually,
But they are not. They are car lights back there.
no.
Just so you don't worry about it.
Yeah, because so if you can hear it, the inverter noise back there.
That's what we want to get rid of, that inverter.
Yeah. So
That
I mean,
fan running.
the audio is coming out just fine without any noise. It's just whenever you get into certain positions where it would interfere with the signal, that's when it would get a bit noisy. But it's a very good picture overall. Like, it was perfect. Like the only sort of interference was like just lines, like a little bit of lines, a line pattern, but it was so faint that it was barely noticeable. So yeah, this goes on for another couple of minutes. So let me pause
But you
that.
never did catch that where I caught that one fish, did you?
No, I didn't catch that.
Because I think you actually saw it on there, but you weren't using the iPad.
Because I was trying to get the thing working, and it never ended up working then. But now there was a very spotty case of that actually working. With the virtual dub, not sure why it was doing like 3D or something like that. Like why it was capturing an OBS once before, but now it wasn't doing anything after those times. So it's very spotty where it will actually work.
So anyway, like I say, we're gonna get that thing to work.
It may be sooner or it could be a lot later.
No, it's gonna be pretty soon. We'll get it to work. Well, at least the inverter part, or the regulator part.
Yeah, because we can.
I don't know about the software. That's
Yeah, we'll have
his
to.
department.
I'll have to see. I'll have to see how to do that
Yeah.
and come up with a way to do that.
What else were we going to talk about?
Some
I had something else in mind, but now it's slipped again.
Well, we'll be right back when we come up with
Yeah.
that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Well, be right back. Welcome back to the Grandpa Joe Show, and we got more topics to talk about or something like that.
Right, yeah, well, we've been thinking about it. It's just, actually, you'd be surprised at all the different things that happen throughout any given day. And, like this weekend here, you wouldn't think so much that it'd be interesting, but it actually was interesting. At St. Rose, we've been trying to get more parishioners there, and we're trying to incorporate, believe it or not, the school there. It's not, a lot of the people don't go to church from the school. A lot of them aren't even Catholic. But so anyway, we were invited to a pancake breakfast there, and that really was kind of fruitful, talking to the people there, explaining that we'd like to welcome them to our church, and through the conversation, we learned how much the school is welcoming the church to their school, because now there's actually going to be over 200 and some odd people that are coming to the school for Sunday school. And what's funny about that, as I talked to Father Raphael, he's our pastor at the church. I talked to him, and then I said, well, what time is it going to be on Sundays? The Sunday school. He says, well, it's not going to be on Sunday anymore.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Saturday. I said, well, that's interesting. It's not Sunday school then, is it?
It's Saturday school.
Yeah. But what he was saying was that our secular world here has gotten so involved with all the different sports and different, there's so many different activities going on that people on Sundays now don't even have time to go to Mass and to go to Sunday school like they used to years ago. So that's why...
Keep in mind that it wasn't all that long ago, really.
No, not that long ago at all. So that's why they decided to have the Sunday school on Saturday, to actually kind of at least somewhat free up Sunday for the parents, because they're rushing around with their kids to these different sport programs, but they want to free them up at least enough time
Yeah.
to come to church and praise God. And so that was kind of interesting, and also now I have the music teacher's name at the school, and we're going to try to discuss ways of getting the students, since they're singing in a choir at the school. Well, maybe once a month we're going to bring them to the church for, even if they aren't Catholic, or because we just want to share our faith so much, especially with these young kids, and so they'll hopefully we're going to get their choir involved in the actual Sunday Mass, which will be really nice.
Indeed.
And I guess that's about it for that. I mean, I could go on and on about things that have happened at the church, which I probably will one day. And the other thing, we have some kind of a more exciting news with the Grandpa Joe show. Now we have enough people that have signed on to it, and I'll let Dominic describe the rest of it, because he knows all the ins and outs of this.
So, I'm gonna pop up a window here for let me transition over to that screen thing that is currently on the webcam, as you can see. Hello.
Okay.
So, so let me turn off the. Hold up. Let me turn off the studio mode on this thing. So, if I remember correctly, yep, that's ours. Yeah. So, what is going on here is that we're now registered on Social Blade. That is not the right one that we want to be on. Social Blade. Let me go to Social Blade here for a second. So if I go ahead and let this thing connect to Social Blade for a second now, I'm just gonna wait for this thing to load.
Well, while it's loading up,
Open.
the other exciting, this site can't be reached. Oh boy. Anyway,
Oh no.
the other exciting stuff is we actually had somebody view, as kind of brief, but somebody even from Serbia now. So now we've got Serbia.
Yeah, let's switch back to me shot.
You can probably see up here.
Serbia's like, I have to go way up here.
It's right above Greece.
This is right next to Bosnia.
Yeah, Bosnia, Greece. What else is up there?
Funny thing is,
It's hard to see.
I know where Serbia is because we had geography stuff. Not a geography B, but it's like a little geography unit in Core Plus. I think it was as recent as about a month ago, actually. So I know.
Yeah, right. And there's Sarajevo. That's, when were the Olympics there?
1984. It was
1984.
there.
I should have known that. That was prime time. I think that was with who were all those ice skaters? Or was it? Yeah, I think it was all the ice skaters. I think there's news on that right now, or that one ice skater that her boyfriend hit the other girl's legs and stuff and tried to knock her out of the competition. Oh boy, all kinds of. That was crazy back.
It was a crazy, yeah. I can
remember.
speak.
I got a blank screen on that, but anyway, so there's Serbia. So now we got Serbia, we got Lebanon, and India.
Yep, and
that's our worldwide
and then
stuff.
everywhere in the United States.
So we're hoping we can grow more from there. And
I'm just gonna wait for this thing to connect because I don't know what's going on.
You can't get it to connect up. Well, you don't really have to. You know it well enough just to describe it.
Well, I'm sure Social Blade is a popular enough site so I can just describe it. But what is going on is that today was our first day on Social Blade, and right now what's going on is that we have a Social Blade grade. If you have been on Social Blade, looking at different, I think it's YouTube only, or I'm not sure if it's Instagram or others because it has support for that. But I checked out our channel. Obviously, the score is to be decided. As of, I don't want to open Steam out there. Okay, so as of right now, it is. Well, I can't load it, but as of earlier today.
Let's not worry about loading it. We don't need that.
As of earlier today, we had a to be decided grade, so we will still have to find out what our grade is for our channel, and it will be actually quite exciting to see what it turns out to be. I won't be surprised if it's like a C or a B plus or something like that. But
I hope we don't flunk.
I'm not sure if it's possible to get an F there, but I know we can get a D minus.
Well, so did they give you actual letter grades? Do they do that anymore?
So, well, if you go on,
you don't get like checks and check pluses.
Well, like they go by 0 through 4 for actual like formatives and summatives.
Oh, okay.
But
so 0 through 4, that's basically the same as
A through F.
Yeah.
And then
well, not really. 0 would be an F, but where's the D?
D would be a 1, and then C would be a 2, B would be a 3, and A would be a 4.
You get an A plus. Okay, there we go. Okay.
Okay, let me try. I was going to talk about some. Okay, so there's going to be a new segment coming to the Grandpa Joe show that just got approved by the board, aka our Harmony.
Oh, we're going to have dinner time talk.
Yep, dinner talk is going to be the official name of the segment, coming in 2 weeks, which will be I don't know what that was. Coming February 10th will be the first dinner talk, which will be episode 6 of the Grandpa Joe show on February 10th.
Okay.
So yeah.
Very good. I guess that's kind of a wrap. What we have anything else to talk about other than?
I was thinking about something, but
yeah. But I'd like to congratulate once again Emily and David on their brand new baby girl.
Yep.
Yeah. Rosalie Boleyn.
Indeed.
Okay.
So, well, congratulations to for Rosalie Boleyn Schmidt, this is her full name, and well, yeah, doing that. So, anyway, that is a wrap for the Grandpa Joe show. We will see you right back here February 10th, and with the first official segment of the Grandpa Joe show. Well, the new one anyway. Keep in mind, we come from quite a few years of experience. If not, you can go back to, I think, episode 2. That's when we discussed about the Grandpa Joe show's history. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, this is our first official segment of the new Grandpa Joe show.
This is the new Grandpa Joe show?
Yeah, because
what made it new?
Well, like the new.
Oh, your new intro stuff?
Like basically a whole new frontier, I guess, because we were just doing it for fun, and now we're actually doing this as a YouTube thing.
Oh yeah, but this is episode number
5. But we haven't had any official segments here at the Grandpa Joe show for at least 5 episodes, which is like about 10 weeks, really.
Oh, okay. So, well, anyway,
12 weeks.
I guess that's about a wrap, huh?
Yep, that's about a wrap. So, coming at February 10th, episode 6 of the Grandpa Joe show, we will be, that will be our first official segment of the Grandpa Joe show, Dinner Talk, which is gonna probably take place on like a Friday night. Probably take place Friday night unless.
Maybe.
Yep.
It depends when our best talk is.
Yep. So, anyway, that will be our first official segment of the new Grandpa Joe Show. This has been the Grandpa Joe Show. However, for now, episode 5 for January 27th, 2017. Well, being filmed on January 28th, but this has been the Grandpa Joe Show for January 27th, 2017. I am Donald Brush and Joe Walensky. And we'll see you all on February 10th for episode 6. Good night and God bless.
Yep, God bless.